I want to talk about how to tell a different story beyond just how much money you make. I'm just trying to scroll back to my post that I just posted about this, because I actually have had this conversation a lot with clients depending on what industry they're in. And I think we've just normalized so much shouting our income from the rooftops. And there's so much power in that because, you know, we really are in that day and age, in that generation where women are like stepping up and becoming more wealthy than we ever have in the history of humanity, right? And it's beautiful because it does create that path. It lights the path for other women to believe and know that it's possible. But here's what I've also had conversations with my private story mentorship clients. So there's two things. Sometimes I have clients who work in an industry, like maybe around finance, where it's actually like not legal or appropriate to be sharing money claims, just by the nature of their industry. And so I have absolutely served clients in ways where we still could hone in on like what are some connection points and ways that they can share their story, but maybe not publicly, but maybe when they're actually like speaking with prospects or clients. But to bring it back to my post, so I have this client and we're working on her like TED Talk speech. And she's had this incredible Phoenix rising journey. Like, I want to say the numbers, but I'm not going to. But I'm just going to say we're going from someone who was like making under $100,000 to a multi-7-figure business in, I think it was like three-ish years. Really a truly incredible story. But when we were kind of mapping out her story and her speech, she was like, I don't want to lead with the money. One, because in her industry, it's not ethical, which is in the trauma healing and therapy space, which is like, by the way, we see so much of that online. There's so many unethical things that I see online. And it's like, I always bring this back to like, how can we be in integrity? So there was that aspect that she, didn't want to share that publicly. But also she was like, that's not even like the heart of my story. Like, the heart of my story was actually the healing that I went through to be able to create that. Like, that's what I want people to know. Because if you focus too much on the end result, and every marketing strategist will tell you to focus on the end result. And yes, but also if you don't talk about the journey and the milestones along the way, you completely, one, miss creating the roadmap for your people, but two, it doesn't always call in like the aligned clients, because yeah, we all want to make money, we all want to become millionaires, but what it actually takes to get there. And so, oh my God, my light just died. So what we were able to work through is to find a different angle. I'm gonna try and turn this back on. Oh, that's so annoying. What we were able to do in our session was find like different angles of her story around, specifically around like what, I have no light, specifically around like what it was that she actually healed. And part of that was the generational patterns from generational trauma that she had experienced. Part of it was learning how to reclaim her voice. And the third part, which was huge, was where she was actually able to take radical responsibility for the role that she was playing as the co-creator in life. And like, holy mother of F, how much more powerful is it to tell a story around how to reclaim radical self-responsibility than like a 10-step roadmap to making money? I don't know about you, but I am just more of like a soulful person. And I'm like, I'd much rather hear someone's story around like that journey than like the money, because everyone's going to have their own money journey. And it's cool for like the dopamine hit to get us like in that state of mind of like, yeah, it's possible. But like, everyone's going to have their own strategy, and you need to find your unique strategy and not replicate someone else's. So this is what we are going to be doing in the Story Codes Mastermind. Now, Story Codes is a program that is evergreen that I've been launching since this summer, and it's been so amazing. Hi, Jody. Hi, Talia. Yes, talking about money always brought me misaligned clients, right? Like, it's so true. It's so true. When you just talk about the money and the end goal, then you call in people who don't understand the inner work required to actually hit those money goals. So, where was I taking this? Story Codes is my signature program that I have been creating all summer, and it is evergreen. And I'm launching this honestly in my own way. I've never seen anyone do this. So it's evergreen, like you can literally buy it at any time. But every month there's going to be like a bonus or something cool. But we are kicking off the Story Codes Mastermind, which is starting in October. And I've ran this many times before. Talia, thank you for watching. She was in the last year's version of Story Codes when it was called Story Alchemy. And we're going to be doing this in a mastermind setting. I'm only going to be taking on 3 to 4 women max because I really want that space to dive in deep. And I know so often when working with clients, it's like, I can give you all the templates, I can tell you what to say, but like I know what people want from me is to just like sit there, listen to your story, mirror the transformations back, and then turn that into like the marketing magic and weave in like the 3D and the 5D consciousness. And like the best way, you're going to get the trainings in, like there's like 11 trainings that I've recorded. So you're going to get all of that to support you, but then you're going to get my creative brain like on you, your story, your journey, how to bring it to life, and in a very soulful yet strategic way. So I'm excited. It is kicking off in October, so we're kind of in that like pre phase. But if you're interested, let me know, and I will, I guess, drop the link in the comments or just message me. All right, Bisous from Paris. Ciao.